So I'm here with Sebastian Dunbar, club captain, who's pulled on the Leiston shirt over 300 times. So Seb, can you tell us about your football journey so far?
Yeah, so I started playing football when I was quite old. I started when I was probably about 12, and then I went on to play for Ipswich when I was about 15. So started quite late. But since then, obviously I was at Ipswich for probably about 3-4 years, and then went on to I think Leiston was one of my first teams. After being released, but I think that I went to Bishop Stortford in the Conference North, which was an absolute nightmare, to be honest. But then I ended up kind of signing for Leiston.
Yeah. Who were your football idols when you were growing up?
Definitely got to say Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
He was definitely one of the best players the Prem's ever seen, and just the guy was just a joke. Do you know what I mean? He just the things that he could do. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan as well, but definitely Thierry Henry. He was just definitely one of my idols. And I'd say if we're talking kind of like positionally, I'd say Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole was just up and down constantly. Can defend, can attack, and when he was at his best, he was unplayable.
Until he went to Chelsea.
Until he went to Chelsea, don't talk about that.
So 15, 16 years playing football so far. You got any of your proudest achievements?
Obviously, I'd say signing my pro contract was probably the proudest. Went a bit downhill from there, but I'd say when obviously at Leiston we got to the playoffs in a tough league. That league wasn't a joke. So it had the top probably like 8-9 teams are all really strong. Probably more than that, to be fair. But that was a definitely one of the proudest moments, I'd say.
And then thoughts on this season so far?
We started okay. Then kind of had a blip when we lost three games in a trot, I think it was. And then after that, we kind of had talks. We kind of had a meeting here and just said, like, what do we want to do? As a team, where do we want to finish? Do we want to be up there in the playoffs, or what are we going to do? Are we going to be a team that just gets by mid-table? And everyone kind of had a look at themselves and said, you know what, we need to buck our ideas up. We have a look in the mirror. And since then, I think we've been really good. We've shored up defensively. And going forwards, we've scored so many goals, we're frightening at times. So it's been good. Obviously, we want to kind of keep a level head, but overall, it's been a good season. I hope we can just continue it.
So with the so far so good this season, and then with playing on Tuesday night against Rushden and Diamonds a few weeks back, there was the incident towards the end of the game where there was a comment from a spectator. What were your thoughts on that? And as club captain of Leiston, who kind of leaves everything out on the pitch, gives 110% for one of the supposed a Leiston fan to make one of those comments, how does that make you feel? And in today's game where nothing like that should ever be said. So how does that with you?
It was hard, when I heard what was going on the pitch, and in my head, I was kind of thinking, what's just happened? Has this actually just happened? Because I've been here, on and off for a long time. Obviously, yourself, over 300 appearances for the club. So, and I've never experienced anything like that. And then it was just me thinking loads of things. Like, you start thinking, have people been like this the whole time I've been here? Is there a lot of closet racists here? And I was kind of losing my head on the pitch. I didn't really know what to do, and I just felt like a rush of different emotions of like anger, and I just feel it was just I couldn't believe it actually happened. And obviously the ref said he's heard it, the player said he's heard it. We don't know who it was, but you don't want to tarnish everyone with the same brush. But it was just really disappointing to kind of receive that kind of racial abuse on the pitch. Well, not me, but another player. But I take offence to that as well, of course. So it's hard to digest, and it still hasn't kind of sunk in. But it's a problem in society. It hasn't been a problem here, but like I say, you need to kind of push the message, whereas what we're kind of doing probably isn't enough. As not just a club, just as people in general. So, I hear people say, they're old people, some of the fans here and that kind of stuff, and I just don't buy it. Just because they're old doesn't mean they can't learn, and that's the kind of thing that's really frustrating. People using excuses to try and cover up things that I'm not on about here, but I'm saying just in life, you hear that a lot. He's an old person, they're stuck in their ways. But for me, it's just not an excuse, and it's it needs to be stamped out.
Have you ever experienced anything like before playing football elsewhere?
I haven't actually really experienced racism since I was probably at school. So I don't know. Like you say, people, you don't know what people are saying, but directly to me, no one's ever said anything. I've not actually had that again, which is kind of shock. I've never been in a situation like what happened. So, I've heard of loads of racist things, not directly to myself, but to actually, for myself, I actually haven't experienced that.
So how important is it moving forward that the clubs, just not Leiston, with clubs around in our leagues and local teams, to keep pushing that message that there is no room for racism and football is for all?
Yeah, obviously from the top of the Premier League, and that they're pushing it, and it's just kind of putting it everywhere. Like I say, people should be sick of seeing it, but it's the kind of thing you need to see all the time, because it's something that needs to be cut out. And like I say, I'd like to see more kind of like white players kind of stick up or put messages out, because I feel like if it's coming from someone white and more people were seeing that, I think it kind of can have a bigger message. Whereas it's just constantly, black people still going on about the same things, I think, it kind of can lose the power. So I just feel if we could get more kind of people of different ethnicities kind of pushing that message, then I think that would help.